Hello everybody, welcome back to TTL. Round number 11 takes us to the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium. My name is Kieran McGinley, and without further ado, let's go into the driver's standing. So at the top of the table is Spike on 153, Darren Sinclair is in second on 151, Blizzard in third on 140, Troth is in fourth on 98 points, Siege is in fifth, he's on 65 points, the Gort and Lambo are tied on 6 points, in sixth place, 63 points each, Mays in eighth, he's on 61, Lighty is 9th on 60 points, that's Poe in 10th on 47. Raikkonen in 11th on 43, Humbug in 12th on 34, Youthless is 13th, he's on 28, Sao Paulo in 14th on 25, Steph's in 15th, he's on 20 points, Crazy Legs in 16th on 15 points, Z3 is 17th with Ferrari, he's on 11 points, Weed Nation is tied with him for Williams, 19th is Shunts, he's on 8 points, and Pazels is in 20th on 7 points. Alan Kay is 21st, he's on 4 points, Plaster 22nd on 2 points, and Geordie 23rd on 1 point. For the constructors, Renault lead the way, they're on 173, Williams are second, 163, Toro Rosso are in third place, 155, Mercedes in fourth on 135, Force India are fifth on 122, Sauber are sixth on 109, McLaren are seventh on 87, Ferrari 8th on 61, Red Bull are 9th on 55, and Haas are at the bottom on 47 points. So without further ado then, let's go straight into the hot lap. So here we are in the Spa-Francorchamps circuit on a lap here, coming through the final chicanes here. Get this right as you head out of here. Now coming towards the start finish line as we head towards La Source hairpin. You want to brake just at the 100 meter board, turn in, get as much curb as you can there, try and avoid the curb on the left hand side there on your exit. You'll get a bit of oversteer if you do. Heading through turn 2 now, a little slight kink of the left, now it's through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Hold on for dear life and hope you've got enough aero here to get you through without spinning off. Into the DRS zone now, heading down the Kemmel straight. Time to think about how you're going to take the com next, coming up into turn 7. Brake just at the 100 meter board once again, use those curbs there, they will help you turn in. Watch the exit on turn 9 here on the left hand side, don't take too much of that AstroTurf here, it will spin you off. Heading into turn 10 now, the braking zone here goes downhill, so watch your brakes here as you lock up. Drop a gear down into third, up then into fourth to help you with the turn in and the traction. Heading into turn 11 and Brussels as we head on the exit here towards Pouillon here. Make sure here when you come into turn 12, drop a gear if you need to, if you're struggling for grip out there, as now we head out of turn 12. Coming towards turn 13 now, if you have a low downforce, this is where you're going to start to suffer through this section here. Through turn 14 now, again watch your exit on those curbs, they're very easy to spin up the rear tyres. Into turn 15 now, and now you have a little bit of time to think about it now. Turn 16 here, avoid that curb on the right hand side, it draws you in onto the grass, and watch your exit there, make sure you don't run too far to the left there, you'll risk hitting the wall there and retiring the car. Now coming through Blanchemont, now into turn 18 as well, watch those curbs on the inside there, they can launch the car in the air if you're not careful. Heading towards turn 19 now, brake really early now and get this exit, sacrifice your exit of 19 to get the exit of 20, absolutely spot on. Well, here we are then at the Spa circuit. We've been racing here for quite a while. It's had many different alterations, but we'll get on to that in just a second. For now though, you still have time. Not a lot left of it though, but you still have time to vote for the tracks you want to see in the Asia Pacific Tour Challenge Cup. So far Singapore's leading the way, but you could change that. If you head to the Twitter poll down in the description below this video, you can vote on the tracks you want to see in that tour. For more information, go to Twitter in the link below, everything's explained there. But for today, we're going to focus on the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. We'll be racing here since 1929. Obviously, it wasn't official then, all the way back then, as Squeezy Lemon, I think, is the first man out on track, I do believe. There he goes through Eau Rouge. So he will be the first person out on track. At one point in its existence, it had rained 20 times in a row when they went there to race. 20 times in a row was a wet race, just completely wet. But the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, known for its ridiculous weather, located in the Ardennes forest, which means it could be raining on one part of the track and completely bone dry on another part. As we see, as we see Squeezy coming around the circuit, A lot's changed since the 8.7 mile circuit used from 1946, including the fact that it used to be a 9-mile circuit. La Source and Eau Rouge still used, but the track was modified heavily, especially after the circuit originally used to cover the two towns of Spa and Francorchamps, hence its name. Nowadays though, it is located firmly in Spa and is now a permanent track rather than the street circuit it used to be, with terrifying long straights. It was, in fact, Jackie Stewart himself said that the circuit should be changed. But as we see now on this 7-kilometre circuit, 20 corners covering this entire track, it's one of the drivers' favourites here, Spa-Francorchamps, and we're going to have 22 laps of it in the race. Meanwhile though, we're going to be riding on board with Squeezy as he rounds the final few corners. He'll head now towards the start-finish line, and he will be the first person to set a lap here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Heads down into La Source now, and well, we will see what can happen during his qualifying lap. In terms of real life, well, the qualifying time, if I can find that, was a 1:42.553. So I wonder if the drivers can get close to that. I do wonder as we head down the Kemmel Straight. And the fastest lap in the race was a 1:46.5. So it is a real difficult circuit here, Spa-Francorchamps, in terms of a setup. What do you go for? Do you go for the Kemmel Straight, try and get your speed up there? You probably want a higher downforce. You've got corners like Pouon, which is the drop a gear left-hander. You've got Eau Rouge, where you need all the downforce in the world to go through there. But you can pretty much take that flat out with the right setup nowadays. As we head through Pouon now. So Squeezy then in his, I believe this is his first race, I'll be corrected if I am wrong, as a reserve driver in the McLaren. There is no Poe tonight, so Squeezy is taking his place. And so we look at the slightly odd angle there, but we've got Squeezy then making his way around. And what sort of benchmark can he set then as he rounds Blanchimont, heading towards the chicane here of 19 and 20. Used to be called the bus stop chicane until people realised it wasn't the bus stop chicane. Heading round turn 20 then, and towards the line. Oh, lots of oversteer coming out there. A little bit of a heavy right foot, but Squeezy will set a 1:46.2. Blizzard's out there right now. Lambo sets a 1:44.4. Blizzard comes across the line, sets a 1:43.6. Humbug 1:45.2. Darren Sinclair setting a 1:44.0. Geordie here 1:45.1. As I'm trying to look for other drivers who are probably out there setting a lap time right now. We've got Blue Nose here, who has decided to heading into the pits. So Weed Nation then, what sort of lap time can he set? Plaster there 1:46.7. As Weed Nation rounds the final few corners. We've got Z3 heading towards the line. He goes fourth, 1:45.0. Weed Nation sets a 1:45.8 and goes P8. Raikkonen is out there. Blue Nose into the pits. We've got Traw making his way through the chicane. Spike sending a 1:44.5 as well. Traw now heading towards the line. What sort of lap time can he set? 1:44.4. Puts himself up into P4. All the fours for Traw there. Raikkonen then making his way around the track, as is Steph. Steph running wide, going through there, heading towards the last chicane. So Blizzard 1:43.6 is the time to beat, but Steph abandons his lap and he will head back to the pits. Raikkonen then, has he got a representative lap on his way here? Heading through Blanchimont. And what sort of lap time can he set? Heading through fast turn 18 here, you're just not lifting off as we head towards the last chicane. Now will Raikkonen stay out there? He will, but what sort of lap can he set then? Heading towards the line, DRS open now, and he'll set a 1:45.8 and it puts him into P10. So Humbug here, is he going to try and set another lap here as a Force India comes out onto the track? I believe that is Blue Nose once again, wanting to get his lap over and done with early on. There are clouds in the sky, but obviously, me being in the commentary box, I'm not really allowed to know. Not really allowed to know what the weather's like, but I will try and keep on top of it whenever I can. But we will see what happens here as Blue Nose on his outlap. We've got yellow flags in Sector 3. Spike is out of the session, and he's lost it coming into the pit lane. So Spike then, well, it is a narrow pit lane, and maybe Spike just lost control of the car coming in, and well, he's out of the session now. The best he can hope for is P5. So Blue Nose running slightly wide on his outlap there, going through Pouon. But at the moment then, Blizzard leads the way on the top of the leaderboard, with the Ferrari driver just getting out of the way there. Blizzard, the 143.6 at the top of the table. Darren Sinclair in second on a 144.0, and Lambo third, 144.4. We'll see the gaps between them now. A second covering the top 5 right now. It's always good to see. As we see now, Blue Nose heading towards the line now. He'll head through that final chicane. Blue Nose on for a lap now. Squeezy out on a lap. Siege is out there on some super soft tyre, the only one to try it right now. Maze is also coming out of the pits as Blue Nose then starts his flying lap. Always easy to lose the control of the car coming out of La Source there, but now heading towards Eau Rouge here, and then coming through Radion. The car looks stable going through there, and as we head towards that DRS zone now, DRS flies open, and we'll have some telemetry. You can see there 208 miles an hour as he brakes coming into Le Combe here. This left, right, left coming through here, heading now down towards Bruxelles and the turn 10 braking zone, which goes away from you. Very easy to lock up going into turn 10. The left-hander of turn 11, always a difficult corner to get right. You've got the wall on the right-hand side lurking there if you get it wrong. Coming towards Pouon now. We'll see if Blue Nose drops a gear. No, he doesn't. Confident then that the car's going to hold it, and the car will have the grip. Interesting strategies heading in towards the race, because those ultra soft tyres may only last about 4 or 5 laps. Now that may not seem like much, but you've got to remember it's a 7-kilometre circuit and there's only 22 laps in the race. In any case, maybe going on to super soft tyre is the best bet right now, but we'll see. Siege here breaking the trend, bucking the trend as he goes on to a lap now. We're on the super soft tyres again, 208 miles an hour braking in towards Le Combe here. But Blue Nose heading towards the line now, and he goes P9, 145.1 from Blue Nose there. Steph on a flying lap now, as we'll see Siege as well making his way out there. Maze out on a lap now, just coming through turn 10, and now heading towards turn 11. The number 10 car of Maze heading out there, wanting to improve on no time set apparently. Don't know where my brain wanted to go with that one, but there we go. Blizzard then starting his flying lap, his second one of the session. Darren Sinclair then also heading out onto the track, as we'll try and see if anybody is close to the line. Geordie starting a new lap. Squeezy as well, got to watch out for him. But we'll ride on board with Siege then as he heads towards the chicane. And I wonder what sort of lap time he's going to set here. It's going to be close. And I reckon just slightly too deep into the first part of the chicane there. But I'll open the DRS, head towards the line. And the lap time is P6, 144.7 from Siege there on some super soft tyres. Impressive lap. And if he can stay there, which he hasn't done for now, because Lambo is retired from the session. Well, you can see the gravel on his tyres there. We had Maze there, 144.3 from Maze, puts him up into P3. He has said recently that it's one of his favourite tracks, Spa, so he'll be hoping for a good result this weekend. We've got the Gort, his teammate, heading towards the chicane now. And what sort of lap time will he set? Those in the pits now won't get a chance to set a lap time. So that is Alan K, that's a light E. Raikkonen also in the pits, as we've got someone moving up there. That was Steph coming up into P4 there. And the Gort moves up into P5. Draw then on another flying lap. Plaster's retired from the session, as has Steph after that lap. Geordie then, can he get into the top 10? Can he knock Z3 off going into the top 10 here? He'll come round the final corner, heading towards the line. Can he do it? No, he can't. 4/10 slower. He's 11th for now. Humbug also out there. Squeezy coming into turn 10. We've also got Traw coming through Pouon. The Gort here, who I believe is still on a flying lap. Yes, he is. Oh, he's lost the back end. The Gort has lost it out of turn 10, and he goes off the track here, and that will be his session over with. As we've got Siege there in the wall. Well, Siege has lost it as well. Incredible. But May's heading towards the pits now as Darren Sinclair loses the car, and into the wall he goes. Oh, how that car survived that one, I do not know, but that was hit with some force, Darren Sinclair. So his best position now will be second place. Mays heads into the pits, so he is not going anywhere. Draw then heading towards the line. Can he set a better time? Yes, he can. Draw goes P2 ahead of Darren Sinclair, and I believe with that, that is the last person to set a lap time. Your top three: Blizzard, Traw, and Darren Sinclair. We'll have the full tables and results after this edit. So then, Blizzard starts on pole for the race. Traw is in second, Darren Sinclair third, Mays in fourth, Steph in fifth, the Gort in sixth, Lambo seventh, Spike in eighth, Siege is ninth, Z3 10th, Humbug 11th, Geordie 12th, Blue Nose 13th, Raikkonen 14th, Squeezy in 15th, Weed Nation in 16th, Blaster 17th, Lighty 18th, and I believe that's Alan K there, who has been disconnected from the session. If he does rejoin, he will start 19th place. The race then coming up after this edit. Well, well, well. All those dry setups once again mean absolutely nothing, as it looks like intermediate conditions for the race, at least when we start. So, it's becoming a bit of a top three battle at the moment, with Spike, Blizzard and Darren Sinclair starting to pull away from the field. But that Traw there is wanting to disrupt that battle a little bit more and wants to put himself up the table just that little bit more. We'll have the formation lap and a driver review coming up now. So these treacherous conditions then, we are underway for the formation lap, and we shall see what tyres everybody's on. Yeah, everybody's gone for the intermediate tyres, heading into La Source hairpin for the first time. It's always going to be tricky here. But Blizzard then, well, he's not the championship leader anymore. He's actually dropped to third place after last time out. So he'll be wanting to try and take back an advantage at least coming into this race. Draw then is in fourth place, currently best of the rest right now. 98 points so far this season for Traw, and he'll be hoping to get some more points on the board. Darren Sinclair is in second place on 151, only 2 points behind the championship leader, who starts in 8th place, Spike. So he'll be hoping to carve his way through the field whenever he can. And our driver review today is Lambo, as he caught the back end there very well. Currently joint 6th place with the Gort in the driver's standings on 63 points. So far so good then. Came third on his debut at Monaco, so an impressive run of form in his first 3 races. Third at Monaco, 4th in Canada and 4th at Azerbaijan. He's in... been a little bit quiet recently, but he has been up and about there, especially in Britain when he crashed out once leading the race. A great bit of form then from Lambo, and hopefully he can drag that performance. Oh, he gets punted off there. He will be disqualified from the session then, but he'll be hoping for a bit better luck in the race then as we move towards the race itself. All eyes on Blizzard though. as he leads the field around, trying to bunch them up now, heading towards the line. He does not want to be on that starting grid for any longer than he needs to be, as he's desperately trying to warm up those tyres, warm up those brakes, and as a result, this accordion effect is bringing up, as we've got Mays disqualified, Darren Sinclair disqualified, all that bunching up effect, and second through fifth have all been disqualified from the formation lap. The Gort's in a hurry though, as he's currently leading that formation lap. He wants to get this race underway. Of course, there's really no penalty really for leading the formation lap when you're not in the lead. If you're disqualified from the formation lap, you lose all that chance of basically getting those tyres and brakes up to temperature. But with all the cars returning to the grid, then we're going to have the race, and we'll see if Blizzard can try and take back some lead in the championship. The race then here at Belgium after this edit. So the rain falls in Belgium. Round 12 of TTL. Round 12 is underway, and what are the starts like as we head towards La Source hairpin here? We've got Darren Sinclair trying to go up the inside of Blizzard, draws around the outside. Can Darren Sinclair get enough traction to get himself away and ahead? Looks like no, but they are going to be side by side here, as we might have seen a car go off there up in La Source hairpin, but Darren Sinclair currently leads the way as Blizzard there drops to second, Traw in third place, Mays in fourth. But we are seeing now side by side now as he moves with Steph coming down the Kemmel Straight in the slipstream of Traw, and we're going to see Lambo here. Is he going to try move down the inside? No, he's not, but that's a car gone off there. That is Steph. Steph there, did he get hit from behind there? I did see a bit of debris fly out there, and that has cost him a huge amount of time, and he's lost it on the gravel and gets hit there. That was, who was that? Who hit him? I'm not entirely sure who that was. But was that Spike who hit him? Was it his teammate who hit him? You can see a bit of front wing off there. Maybe Spike had nowhere to go, but that is not going to help his championship lead. Raikkonen also got involved in that as well. Weed Nation. Oh, Weed Nation's lost a huge amount of front wing. In fact, there's no front wing left. I think that's the most likely option of maybe who collected Steph there. Nowhere to go then, as we see Lambo here trying to defend from Mays, trying to earn this position. He's now trying to keep it. Lambo then up into fourth place, and he'll be hoping now to get his good form back underway. Humbug though losing positions, and Light E down the inside as he tries to push his way through, trying to put Humbug under some pressure here as cars go wide going out there, and Light E just about kept it out of the wall there. Great driving, great recovery from him as he did run wide there, as we're going to see Humbug here surely not going to go too wide going through the fast left-hander of turn 18. But yes, Humbug in front of Squeezy now as we head into the chicane here of turn 19 and 20. Blizzard, of course, on the first lap, he would set the fastest lap of the race, being in the lead. But we shall see what happens here. We've got Blizzard here with Darren Sinclair. Obviously, Blizzard try to move into La Source hairpin, and now surely they're not going to go side by side into Eau Rouge. No, they're not. As we go through Eau Rouge, then through Radion, and as you can see here, Blizzard trying to get a better exit, better line through there. The rain still is pouring down, and if I notice any weather changes, I will try to point it out. Blizzard now trying to go down the inside of Darren Sinclair as they head towards Lacombe for the second time in this race. Blizzard down the inside. Has he got the move done? We've got yellow flags in sector 1. We'll have a see who that was in a minute. Looks like Steph, Siege and Weed Nation might have a problem there as they come into the pits, as we'll see then. Blizzard just about holding off Darren Sinclair. Lambo's having a good look at Traw right behind them. Squeezy on the back of Gort here. All of these battles at the moment I'm showing you under a second between the next cars. So good battles coming up here. Spike then had to come in and change that front wing. Z3 is out. Oh, he must have lost it coming out of the exit of Radion, and that's exactly the same with the Haas behind. Is that Siege? It is. Siege just lost it in exactly the same place as Z3 there, and yeah, it's so easy to do, just to clip the curb there and completely lose the car. That's what's happened to Z3. Now it's happened to Siege as well. They've got to be careful going through there. Blue Nose, meanwhile, getting ahead of Humbug, and you can see then Humbug has got a bit of front wing damage as well. Darren Sinclair coming through turn 18. Oh, Blizzard's lost the back end! I cut away slightly, but Blizzard into the wall. He lost the back end going through the left-hander there of turn 18, and he's parked in a really awkward place there. Any driver driving fast through there is going to notice a car in the middle of the track. They're not going to be thinking it's a ghost car by any means, but Blizzard then has to come back to the pits as Lambo sets the fastest lap of the race. In then comes Blizzard, and he'll be angry at himself. But the race is far from over just yet. There's still plenty of changeover points. There might even be a chance that the rain lets up. I have no idea though. Yellow flags in sector 2. That's an incident involving Steph, and he's into the gravel. That is coming out on the exit of, if I can see it rightly, that is at the exit of turn 15. That's Stavlo. And once again, with those gravel on his tyres, Steph loses the back end once again, driving backwards around the circuit. Not a great idea. Real risk of being disqualified by the game there, almost instantly when they do that. Siege finding a way through there, and Steph with those gravel on his tyres has got to keep that right foot at a good rate here. But Steph decides enough's enough, and he will retire from the session. Traw then hunting down Lambo. Lambo has been on the podium once before, and he'll want to be on it today, as the pace looks good for him. Darren Sinclair though does lead the way from Lambo, and then Traw. Mays and the Gort. And there's something I've said all season long. These two always seem to occupy the same bit of track at least once per race. As we'll see Mays here just getting a little bit of oversteer. That's going to invite pressure from the Gort here, as looking for that way past, as Siege here going on to some soft tyres here. Well, that is an interesting call. The rain might have died off actually. I think it has died off slightly, but is it too early for soft tyres? It is a very long lap here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, so yeah, if you come in a lap later, you've lost pretty much 10 to 20 seconds if you're on the wrong tyre. So Siege is going to go for it then, dropping multiple gears, going through La Source there, going through Eau Rouge and Radion. But we'll see if that pays off at all. Meanwhile then, the Gort and Mays still on that same bit of track, going up a gear slightly early there to help with the traction. That's Geordie going through your picture. Mays and the Gort then follow behind, going through Eau Rouge and then through Radion. It's a common misconception that that entire section is Eau Rouge. The bit at the top is Radion. Less about that, more about the battling on track. As you can see, the rain has completely died off. The Gort then getting past Mays, and I don't think Mays made it too difficult for the Gort there, and the Gort will now head up into 5th place. Blizzard has it all to do now. He's already pitted in for a new front wing, and he'll be looking for all the pace in the world as he chases down Raikkonen, this for 10th place. He'll be looking for that opportunity whenever it comes. His teammate Weed Nation, oh, he's on the curbs there. That's not ideal in the wet, but as you can see, the rain has stopped. The rain has stopped. So I wonder now if Siege has made a good call here. Maybe slightly too early, but I think Siege has the right frame of mind here. He's on the soft tyres, 52.7 behind Plaster, and we'll see if that drops at all. Meanwhile then, Blizzard finds a way past Raikkonen, and Mays finding a way past Geordie. Got distracted by the graphics for a bit there, but as you can see here, the Gort then still on the back of Mays for another lap. He did find a way past, but of course Mays has found a way back through. And I wonder now, with the teammates being this close together, if there is a call to go onto some slick tyres, what do they do? Would they double stack? It would certainly lose them less time, as the Gort now comes in. Now, is this a call from the Gort then to go onto some slick tyres? In he comes into the pit lane on lap 5 of this Grand Prix. Now, it is possible to get to the end on the soft tyres. Soft tyres go on for the Gort, and he heads out of the pit lane now. As you can see then, the track is drying. You can see in the pit lane how much drier it was when Siege after Siege came in. So there we go then. the Gort heading out of the pit lane. You've got to be careful on those tyres. And really careful with the throttle. The Gort rejoins in 8th place. Watch the gap between himself and Blue Nose here. He will not want to take Eau Rouge flat. No, he won't. Coming up into Radion. As you can see, a battle behind there. This is Blizzard and Raikkonen once again. Blizzard trying to go around the outside of Radion. Sorry, that's Squeezy. My apologies. Squeezy cutting that corner just a little bit there, but he was a little bit out of control. As we see now Spike and Humbug into the pits now. They've both gone onto some soft tyres. They've had a bit of a disaster start, but it's not over yet. That's what I keep saying. These two have an opportunity now as DRS is enabled, so now's the time. It is time for dry tyres. As Darren Sinclair heading his way through Sector 3, you can see 2.9 seconds so far as he heads out of turn 16, heading his way through Blanchimont once again. And I do wonder if Raikkonen will take to the pit lane this time around. Meanwhile, Squeezy and Raikkonen, only a couple of tenths separate them right now. 9 tenths to be exact, as Squeezy here looking to just try and defend his place here. Darren Sinclair, Lambo, Traw, they all pit, but Lambo's hit his front wing. Lambo hit his front wing coming into the pit lane there. Now, are the team going to change that? I don't think they are. No, they're not. So Lambo then will have to rejoin with less of a front wing. But as they're all heading in now, the floating tyres are there and shows a great game when when it is available. Anyway, so multiple strategies going on here. Darren Sinclair rejoins on super soft tyres. Lambo rejoins on soft tyres, but remember, he does have that front wing damage. Trollin rejoins on soft tyres. Blue Nose stays out. I think that's the worst possible thing you do. The worst possible track to stay out on some intermediate tyres. Blue Nose is going to really struggle here. Geordie's rejoined on super soft tyres. Mays has as well. His teammate, the Gort here, almost made the undercut work. But there you go then. The Mays maybe lost it coming out of Radion there, or maybe just let the Gort through. Either way though, the Gort's moved up into 6th place, Mays in 7th. Lighty rejoined on some soft tyres there. Blizzard on some super softs as he looks to push his way back up. Raikkonen on softs, as is Spike. Humbug. Squeezy rejoins on ultra soft tyres, so that's an interesting call from him. Plaster then on some soft tyres. Weed Nation heads into the pits. Watch the gap between him and Siege. We might see it come down. What tyres does Weed Nation go on to then? Looks like soft tyres, and it is. So on goes some soft tyres. So different strategies going on for different drivers here. But Darren Sinclair looks like he's going to go for another stop as Geordie makes his way past Blue Nose, who's really struggling out there. The only man left on intermediate tyres. Mays then looking on the back of the Gort here. Battle for 6th place. As the Gort lost it there. Trying to defend now. And has he got it done? Yes, Mays has got the move done. Coming into turn 17. Blanchimont. Yeah, he's got the move done. Draw though on the back of Lambo. You can see Lambo here, how much that front wing is affecting him. Draw has DRS coming down the main straight, coming into La Source. As Traw looks to put the pressure on. Blue Nose pits in. And what tyres does he decide to put on? Will he go for some soft tyres or will he go for super softs? Looks like the softs are ready, which probably means there's super soft tyres going on. Nope, soft tyres going on. This game always keeps you guessing. Soft tyres for Blue Nose then, as he'll rejoin. Will he rejoin in front of Blizzard here? That's going to be an interesting question. Has Blizzard made the right call? As we rejoin with Blue Nose. Yes, he rejoins ahead of Blizzard here. So Blizzard now in 9th place. Blue Nose up into 8th. As the Gort here looks to try and close the gap on Mays. Meanwhile though, Lambo and Traw all both fighting for 2nd place here. As we see, oh look at this now, Traw trying to go down the inside, coming into Pouon now. As They go side by side here, but Lambo just about holds on. The thing about the track right now is only the dry line is actually dry. The rest of the track, the outside parts of the track, are still damp, and that's what's going to throw off those slick tyres. So really, you've got to pick and choose your moment here, as Siege has got a 5-second stop-go penalty for exceeding track limits. So it must have been a pretty severe one, according to the game. Normally it would slap me on with a 3-second time penalty, but that's another 5-second stop. So that's very, very punishable by the game there. Strict is the word I would use. Meanwhile then, Traw still on the back of Lambo as he looks to put him under more pressure. Darren Sinclair sets the fastest up of the race, 1:52.3. As we head out of the final corner, down straight here, as Blizzard gets his way past Blue Nose. Up there, the Gort here saw an opportunity to try and get past Maze, but Maze well and truly shut the door. So now Traw now, we head back on board with these two scrapping over second place. Lambo here holding on right now. He still has that slight front wing damage, and well, we'll see now what can Traw do down the DRS straight. DRS is open down Kemmel Straight as Blizzard here sets a 1:51.3. Traw now trying to go down the inside of Lambo as we head into Les Combes for the 8th time here. But Lambo just about holds on from Traw, trying to turn his head there. Traw trying to take a wider line. Try send that 3 times. As we head now down into turn 10. Very easy to lock up the brakes going in there. And oh, Traw's lost the back end on the curbs. And he's lost that bit of that front wing. And trying to battle, took too much curb. The damp curb there just unsettled the car, spun it round, and Traw now has front wing damage of his own. Now we saw Traw did have slight front wing damage at Monaco. He managed to nurse the car back home into 3rd place. Always seems to know how to treat the car when it's not performing right to Traw. We'll see how he gets on today. As the Gort there running wide, extremely wide. Through Pouon there, as Siege sets the fastest lap of the race on soft tyres, 1:51.0. Well, Darren Sinclair still leads the way as he'll head on to lap 9. He crosses the line and gets another fastest lap under his belt, 1:50.0. Lambo is currently in 2nd place. Geordie, after Traw's off, moves up into 3rd place. Traw himself is in 4th place. Maze is in 5th. The Gort is in 6th place. Light is 7th. Blizzard is in 8th place. Blue Nose in 9th. Championship leader Spike, there he is. He's in 10th place. Raikkonen, when he comes around, is in 11th place. Humbug there in 12th. Squeezy Lemon in 13th. 14th is Blaster. Weed Nation 15th. And Siege is running in 16th place. 2 retirements, Steph and Z3. Z3 retired from damage, and Steph retired having hit the wall and well, retiring from the menu. Well, you see here the Gort won't have DRS on his teammate here, as Maze looks to try and close the gap now on Traw. Traw, of course, does have that front wing damage, but we've seen before Traw work defensive wonders in a car that's not performing. We saw it at Monaco. I wonder if he can do it all over again, as he'll look to try and hold on to 4th place. The front wing doesn't look too badly damaged, and in terms of downforce, he might not have lost too much. But watch out for Traw then. He'll be looking to try and make some ground on Geordie. Now, is he making ground on Geordie? I don't think he is. Gap is 5 seconds, and it's increasing. So Traw is struggling out there with that broken front wing, but he'll push on. Well, Darren Sinclair, as you can see in the bottom left there, has picked up a 3-second time penalty, which will add up towards the end of the race. Squeezio in 13th place, I do believe, if I'm not wrong. This is his first race, so just getting a finish under your belt will fill you with a lot of confidence heading for the rest of the season. Here's someone who's definitely not in their first season. Spike, at the moment, currently chasing down Blue Nose for 9th place. Now, Blue Nose is first race in TTL, had a race in the sister league, in the Friday League, and has now decided that now he'll want to race in TTL. So he's got the championship leader to defend against. The Spike locks up coming into turn 19, but he'll have a better line on the exit here Much better traction as well with the line he's taken. Blue Nose will try and go defensive as Spike will look for a way past. Will he go around the outside here, heading into La Source? He'll take a wider line here, which will get him a better exit as Spike now heading towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Spike decides he doesn't want to take that risk as he'll tuck back in the slipstream coming up Eau Rouge here. Always such a magnificent corner. It's much steeper than you realise, Eau Rouge. And as we head now, that's not a great camera angle to look from. Blue Nose trying to go defensive here as he'll move maybe once or twice too many times, but at the end of the day, he's still got space for Spike there. Spike here will try and leave him some room, but Spike gets the move done. Blue Nose moves down to 10th place. Spike then moves up into 9th. Oh, squeezy there. Bit of a moment from him on the exit of turn 9 there. Always very easy to run slightly too wide and lose the back end slightly, as will that have affected his confidence a little bit as he tries to chase down his teammate? Maybe, but he'll just have to keep pushing on, get a finish under his belt. That's the most important thing right now. So then, Darren Sinclair signing the 11th lap of this race in the lead. Lambo is in second, slightly losing that back end there. Traw is in third as he builds the gap over Traw, who's in 4th place. Mays is closing on Traw, and Traw here, did he dive into the pits? Yes, he did. He has had enough of that front wing and changing strategy. What will Traw do now? I think he's going to go on to a set of super softs and try and let those last to the end. I don't think I'll have another set of softs, will he? I doubt it. No, on go another set of super soft tyres and that change of front wing for Traw. He'll be looking now to try and push to the end of the race, but you can see how far down the table he's dropping and how much overtaking he has to do to recover this race. As we see someone in the McLaren garage there getting ready. Squeezy getting a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Very easy to do. I know that. Heading into the pit lane then, Squeezy onto some soft tyres now. He'll go to the end of the race on those set of tyres. So, massive moment for Traw now. He needs to keep his focus, and he'll need to really push hard if he wants some good result from this race. Geordie then has closed up on Lambo quite a bit here. Did Lambo make a mistake, or is that just tyre performance here? As Geordie on the super soft tyres looks to try and close the gap even more now. We head through turn 16 towards Blanchimont. And we're just about reaching the halfway stage in this race. Geordie then will probably have to stop again on those super soft tyres. Lambo will try and run to the end of the race. But Geordie here, is he going to try and move down the inside coming into turn 19? Lambo gave him the space there, and Geordie got himself a 5-second stop go, exceeding those track limits. They seem to give that penalty, especially for the last chicane here. So that is going to be a real kick in the teeth there for Geordie. Geordie then moves down the inside of Lambo, and he'll get that better traction with those tyres. Lambo's not going to give up that easily though, as he'll tuck back into the slipstream. And through Eau Rouge they go. Geordie is ahead. But he runs wide though, and Lambo can slide back through. Meanwhile, Deja Vu, you tell me. Light E defending from Blizzard here as we head up Eau Rouge. And through Radion now. Blizzard, look at the exit he's got there. Compared to Light E on the soft tyres. Through the DRS zone they come. Coming down the Kemmel Straight, and Blizzard here moves up into 6th place with the help of the DRS, and Light E there doesn't really have much to defend with, and he now is in 7th place. Traw then, a man on a mission. He's got Raikkonen to try and get past here. The Sauber man moves to the right hand side, coming into Les Combes, and he moves round the outside, going through turn 8, through turn 9 now, and Traw makes that position up. Traw now moves up into the points. Geordie looking to try and rebuild and try and get that gap down once again to Geordie here. To Lambo, sorry. Geordie is the car we're running on board with. As we head through now with Geordie. As we head through Blanchimont. But what will we see here, I wonder? Geordie on the super soft tyres, but probably will have to stop again. And with that 5-second stop-go penalty, I wonder how much that affects you when you just see that pop up on your HUD there. We've got to keep an eye on Troy and Geordie here, because these two are battling away. Both Force Indias are trying to defend their positions right now. Blue Nose and Lambo trying to defend from their attackers, Geordie and Troy here. Troy, again, a man on a mission. He'll want to get past this Force India as soon as he can. Heading out of turn 20, as we now see Troy setting the fastest lap of the race. He is on it as we head into La Source now. And coming down this slight kink of turn 2 just there, as we head now towards Eau Rouge and Radion. And what are the exits like? Troy's got a good exit, but is it enough to get onto the gearbox of Blue Nose here? As Blue Nose, oh, it's weaving. That counts as weaving there. I might have to avoid doing that in the future, especially when he's battling. But for the moment, though, Troy stays behind. Geordie then seeing what he can do to try and close the gap to Lambo. But as you can see here, those tyres are starting to wear away. But we jump back on board with Blue Nose and Troy here as we come towards Pouon here. They've been changing positions for the last couple of corners. Through Pouon now as Blue Nose runs wide and Troy can just slip it down the inside, and he'll have to try and defend now heading into turn 13. But Troy moves up a place and he moves up into 9th place. Geordie then still chasing down Lambo. Now I wonder if it's super soft and then ultra soft to the end of the race. If he's going to do that, he needs to last until lap 18 on these tyres. Mays though, into the pits he comes. Now of course, because we started on the intermediate tyres, it was a wet start, we can use just one set of tyres, of dry tyres, till the end of the race. So for that reason, Mays is using that opportunity to go onto another set of super softs to get to the end of the race. Blue Nose still trying to close the gap on Troy, but you can see now Troy has no business for it now. He just wants to get out there, and look at this Mays. Ah, he's not jumped Troy there. But Troy, remember, he did come in quite early on those super soft tyres. Watch him towards the end of the race. Mays, though, will have some good pace on him and some good grip as well, as he'll look to try and chase down Troy now to jump up a position. Squeezy here, trying to go and find a way past Plaster. Plaster running deep into turn 2, loses the back end slightly, and now Squeezy has a chance here. They're going to go side by side. They bang tyres, and surely not. Don't go side by side through Eau Rouge, no. So Squeezy backs out of it, and a very wise decision there. You do not want to run too wide up there unless you've got the name of Mark Webber and you try and do it on Fernando Alonso. Mays here, running around the track, trying to close the gap on Troy. And like I said before, Mays has said to me that this is one of his favourite tracks. He was hoping for a good result today as he looks to try and close the gap on Troy. Well, it's been a frustrating day for Siege. He'll exit now on the ultra soft tyres, and is he going to try a Fernando Alonso towards the end of the race here as he looks to try and get the fastest lap of the race? Well, in all of that, I missed Squeezy's pass on Plaster here, so sorry Squeezy. That move goes down to your onboard now, I'm afraid, but Squeezy up into 13th now, ahead of Plaster. Well, Geordie still within a second of Lambo with that DRS open. And heading now into Lacon for another time. Lap 15 here. It's Darren Sinclair leading the way. 22 seconds behind is Lambo here. Geordie in 3rd. The Gort in 4th place. Blizzard is in 5th place. Light East 6th. Spike is in 7th place. Troy in 8th. Mays is in 9th. Blue Nose in 10th. Raikkonen 11th. Humbug there running in 12th. Squeezy in 13th. Plaster 14th. Weed Nation 15th. He jumps into the pits here. And Siege is in 16th place. Geordie then, still running around,
We've got around about 8 laps to go, maybe 7 and a bit for some of the drivers out there. And we're heading now into turn 15, then through 16. Can Geordie get a good run out of here to try and make a move on Lambo? Now, the more time that passes, the more the pit window for the ultra softs for Geordie opens. So I wonder if he's trying to run around there and see if he can pit with some ultra soft tyres at the end or towards the end of his stint here, or whether he'll just stay out on some super soft tyres. Same goes for Darren Sinclair. 23 seconds separates him and Lambo right now. So I wonder if Darren Sinclair is thinking to just go conservative on the tyres, pit in, get a new set of super softs and rejoin with no worries about tyre wear. Geordie then heading through Radion now, and once again he just hasn't got the run to get close to Lambo at the moment, and it's going to be frustrating for Geordie because the longer you're behind a car, the more frustrated you get. That's the Gort in the distance there, just in the gleam of silver in that shot there. Raikkonen on a mission now to get some points. Blue Nose is a target of his, as Blue Nose wants to get some points in this race as well. Oh, Raikkonen running onto the grass there. Lucky to get away with that, as he looks to try and find a way past Blue Nose once he can get close enough, that is. 1.5 currently the gap, increased to no, sorry, stayed the same, sorry, 1.5 seconds. We'll have a look at that battle. Geordie then, 7/10 separates him and Lambo, as we see now. This is intriguing here with about 7 laps to go. Darren Sinclair then, into the pits he comes. Now, will he go on to super softs or ultra softs? What will the Toro Rosso boys decide they're going to do? As Darren Sinclair then, is that ultra softs ready for him? I believe it is. Yes, on goes some ultra soft tyres for Darren Sinclair. Raikkonen then finds that way past Humbug that he needed. Meanwhile, Mays is closing in on Traw. And on top of that, we've got Lambo and Geordie. Yellow flags in sector 1, and I think Siege might have called it a day. Oh, that's a huge off. A huge off. Both front tyres off for Siege there. He must have lost it coming out of Radion. And, well, that is both front tyres off. Huge crash for Siege there. He is out of the race. Humbug and Raikkonen battling for position here, as Raikkonen trying to defend now what he has. Raikkonen must have made a mistake then, because he's fallen into the clutches of Humbug. Humbug down the inside, going into La Source here. Has Humbug got the move done here? No, they're running side by side. In fact, Raikkonen got a much better exit coming out of La Source, and Raikkonen moves back up into 11th place, coming through Eau Rouge and Radion now. Now, who's going to get the better drive? You can see Humbug here will have DRS. He already moves to the inside, opens up that DRS, and it's only a matter of time now. He's got the inside line. Has he got the a low enough drag set up to make the move stick? Yes, he has. And Humbug moves up into 11th place. Raikkonen isn't done with him yet, though. We're right on board with Blizzard, who is chasing down the Gort here. Blizzard, who is on a charge, the same as Traw here. But you'll see now, Blizzard looking to try and find a way past the Gort. Darren Sinclair did rejoin in the lead, and his gap to Lambo is 8.7 seconds, and that's only going to increase exponentially, really, because he is on those ultra soft tyres. And Darren Sinclair heads towards the line and starts the 18th lap of this race. We have 5 laps to go. Darren Sinclair leads the way. Blizzard then heading into the last chicane, and Blizzard decides to pit in. Lambo decides to pit in as well. Now, is he going to go into some ultra soft tyres, and is he going to replace that front wing? In he comes then. No, the front wing doesn't get touched, and he rejoins in front of Blizzard. Blizzard now onto some ultra softs as well. Away he goes. So where does Lambo rejoin then? Coming out of the pit lane. And he's going to rejoin in a massive battle on the track here. He'll rejoin behind that hard and fast charging Traw, and separates Traw and Mays, who were closing in on each other. As we see now, we've got a good battle here coming up for 4th place. Light E, Spike, Traw, Lambo and Maze all in that picture here. This is going to be a juicy battle for 4th place, that's for sure. Can Light E hold his nerve here? He is on some soft tyres and some old soft tyres as well, as is Spike. Can they hold their nerve here and try and stay ahead of the hard and fast charging Lambo and Maze at the back of that queue there? Blizzard though rejoins in 9th place, and he'll just be looking to push on now and try and catch that group ahead. Well, Light E here setting some pace here at the moment, currently leading that pack for 4th place. Spike there in 5th. We've still got Traw, Lambo and Maze all in the same picture, as Spike here still trying to look for a way past Light E here to move himself up into 4th place. And you can see they're all closing in so much on these two now, these two soft tyre runners. And you can see here close battling on track here. Spike still on the back of Light E. Will he try and move up the inside? But he's got to watch out for Traw now. Traw will be looking to try and pick up the pieces here. As Spike now trying to go down the inside, dives it up the inside, going into turn 19. Light E trying to hold his ground, coming into turn 20. Spike then loses the back end, touches Light E as he loses it on the exit there, but just about keeps it in check. Spike then moves ahead, and now look at this. We've got cars going. Light E trying to go down the inside, Lambo finds a way past Traw, and now 5 of them are going to try and go through Eau Rouge, one behind each other. I can't imagine the amount of dirty air Maze has got right now at the back of that pack. But Spike moves up now into 5th place. Light E moves down to 5th. Lambo here is the next person to try and find a way past Light E here. They've all got DRS apart from Spike, as now Lambo looking to try and find a way past as we head into Les Combes. And they're all keeping it clean for now. Light E here still trying to defend from that hard charging Lambo here. And Lambo, is he going to try and move down the inside into turn 10? He does. He makes contact with Light E, and Light E keeps the car in check as he runs wide, and Lambo just has to give up on that move really. Oh no, he doesn't. He went round the outside and makes the move stick. So Lambo now moves up into 6th place. He'll now have a go at Spike for 4th place. Now it's Traw down the inside of Light E. Spike runs wide, heading through Pouon. And that's allowed, I believe. Yes, Lambo's ahead now. Traw runs wide. And you can see how much Blizzard has caught up already. Now it's 6 cars trying to hold each other off. Lambo, though, at the front of the pack now as we head through. Maze is trying to have defensive on Blizzard, but Blizzard finds his way past Maze now. This is incredible stuff in the midfield here. So Lambo trying to get his way through. We're on board with Spike here. You can see Blizzard behind. Blizzard, is he going to try and move on Traw here? And they did make contact there. Blizzard trying to go down the inside of Traw. Traw went down the inside of Light E though. Light E holds the position. Blizzard cuts back, and is it going to be 3 wide down the straight here? Yes, it is. Blizzard here trying to force a move through, and using his racecraft there as he'll try and turn in. Traw is there though, and they make contact. Traw just about defends from Blizzard now, but Maze is the last person to try and find a way past Light E now. And in the space of a couple of laps, Light E on those soft tyres has lost all that ground, as Spike though holds on to 5th place for now. As hold on to your hats, because this battle is still going to go on until the end of the race, as Traw here still trying to find a way past Blizzard. Maze still in 9th place, yet to find that way past Light E, if he can get it though. We've got about 3 laps to go, as well, we'll see here whether or not Blizzard can make his way up to Spike and try and make a pass as well. Lambo just trying to run away now in 4th place there, 8.4 separating him, as we've got yellow flags in sectors 1 and 2. We've got Humbug here trying to chase down Blue Nose. Blizzard now on Spike. Oh, Spike run wide going into Pouon, and Lambo is allowed, Blizzard allowed up into 5th place. Now, does Spike have front wing damage? I think he does there on that left-hand side. He may have a little bit of front wing damage. There's no way I can really tell. But Traw, though, running in 7th, Light E 8th, with Maze following him in 9th place. Incredible battling. Blue Nose, though, makes it past Humbug into the points. And Maze here, is he going to have a look for away past Light E. Coming into turn 19, he'll try down the inside into 19, but no dice, no move there for him. Mays, though, on the exit here as Traw, you can see up ahead, trying to find a way past Spike. Mays, though, round the outside of Light E. And has he got the move stuck here, Mays? Yes, he has. Up into 8th place he goes. The Gort, though, well, he's been a real dark horse today, because it's the first time I've noticed he's right on the back of Geordie here. This is a battle for 2nd place. Well, he really slipped under my radar here, but we'll try and follow him on board as Darren Sinclair on the 21st and penultimate lap of the race. We've got so many battles towards the end of this race, including this one involving Lambo and Blizzard. Blizzard there wants to try and find a way past. We've got Traw trying to find a way past Spike as well. We've also got the battle between Humbug and Blue Nose, which doesn't seem to be over just yet. We're still right on board with Traw here as he looks to try going side by side with Spike. Spike, who's already run wide twice going through Puon, as he'll run wide once again as Traw then moves up into 6th place. Lambo has, well, Blizzard's found his way through. He found that lifeline, and these two are going to carry on battling. Meanwhile, Darren Sinclair starts the final lap of the race. 25.8 clear of Geordie. The Gort here will try and chase down Geordie towards the end of the race. Meanwhile, though, Lambo on Blizzard, Mays on Spike. That's another battle to watch. So 3 battles to watch here. Incredible stuff as we head towards the end of the Belgian Grand Prix. But Lambo here, coming out of turn 20, slightly lost that back end, or that might have just been a little bit of lag there. But Lambo here will want to try and get that move past. Light E, though, is he side by side with Mays? Sorry, the telemetry told me otherwise there. But Mays, though, trying to find a way past Spike still. The Gort as well, going through Radion now with the DRS open. Will he have a chance? This could be his last chance to try and get past Geordie here. And he knows that. Coming into Lecom, coming into turn 7, he's down the inside now. Has he got the move stuck here? Geordie will try and hold on to the inside, but no, the Gort moves up into 2nd place now. Well, Darren Sinclair has been in a league of his own today as we're still watching battles here. Mays found his way past Spike on the last lap, coming into Lecom there. And Spike here has been dropping down the field, but it's a fantastic recovery drive by all means. But Darren Sinclair here making his way through. So much drama in these final few laps, and Darren Sinclair's been in none of it. That's because he's been leading the race. He's overtook Blizzard at the start of the race here. But Darren Sinclair rounds turn 20 and will head towards the checkered flag here. Darren Sinclair wins round 12 of TTL here in Belgium. The Gort here will try and claim 2nd place, but remember those on-track penalties as Blizzard is going to try and find a way back onto the podium after his earlier off. Can he try and find the way past Geordie here? He's going around the outside. Complete move. What a move by Blizzard to take 3rd place. The Gort here will claim 2nd place on those soft tyres. What a result here for Blizzard, who after penalties he's dropped down to 5th place. But what a move on Geordie into turn 20. He could be happy with that move. Traw there finished in 6th place. Mays in 7th. Light E 8th. Spike finishes in 9th place. Blue Nose then heading around the final corner. He's going to finish in 10th place. Good result for him. That's a point on the board unless he's got penalties. No, he doesn't. Humbug finishes in 11th place. Raikkonen here in 12th. Squeezy on his first race should come home to claim 13th place. And rounding that final corner, always good to finish first. First you must finish. And that's a 13th place finish for Squeezy there. Weed Nation heading towards the final few corners now, and he's going to claim 14th place in this race. Heading around here towards the line he goes. 14th place for that man in the Williams. And Plaster here is going to take the last finishing position of 15th place. Your winner of round 12 here in TTL, the Belgian Grand Prix, goes to Darren Sinclair. So much drama on that last lap. What a race we've been treated to today. Are those final few laps, but Darren Sinclair was head and shoulders above the rest. He wins here in Belgium. So your official, unofficial results. Darren Sinclair takes the race win. The Gort in second, Geordie in third, Lambo in fourth, Blizzard fifth, Traw in sixth, Maze in seventh, Light E finishes in eighth, Spike in ninth, Blue Nose in 10th, Humbug 11th, Raikkonen in 12th, Squeezy in 13th. And I believe that was Weed Nation 14th, Plaster 15th. Then it gets a little bit more difficult. Steph, though, in 17th as... we finished the table up there with a bunch of actual drivers. But, well, total drama in those last few laps. It'll be interesting to see who the drivers vote for driver of the day, which you can see, but I can't, unfortunately. But there we go. Well, absolutely fantastic race today. Wet to dry is always a dramatic affair here. The next race, though, we head to Monza, and the Tifosi will be out in force, hoping to see Ferrari perform to their very best. I hope you've enjoyed this race today, though. Don't forget, as well, to vote down in that Twitter poll. Leave a link in the description below. Make sure you do vote in the Asia Pacific Tour Challenge Cup. The poll will be open from this video uploading, I think, for 3 more days, I believe. But, yeah. Head to the Twitter poll, make your vote here. You get to choose where the drivers race for that tour. But yes, as I said before, the next round is the Italian Grand Prix. So I do hope you can join us for them. Until Monza, though, I've been Kieran McGinley. You've been watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.